Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Another episode of Supreme Being. Welcome back. I want to talk today about your financial specifically, right? Business, entrepreneurial, financial independence, and sovereignty. And we're going to discuss it today because this is beginner, intermediate, and advanced all wrapped into one. First and foremost, thank you, everybody. I have another pretty big announcement coming soon. Of course, for those of you who, again, particularly the people who never really have come to my events, got on my coaching, ever got a course, and you kind of been watching me from far, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm releasing and opening up the doors to the public in regards to my private coaching events, which have been private for years. I'm opening the doors to the public. My Distinguished Agent Summit. If you're 18 and over, doesn't matter if you're in real estate or not. If you want to come to the event, I'm going to have some tremendous speakers. We're going to talk sales, marketing, social media, video creation, entrepreneurship, health, and lifestyle. I mean, I have the top of the top from all those categories coming to speak. I myself will also be speaking, and it'll give you a taste of the flavor and things that I bring. And you're going to meet a lot of good people. You're going to meet my community, which is full of a bunch of rock stars and very successful people. You can go to briancasella.com. I'm selling the tickets there. I have virtual for those of you who maybe cannot come in person. However, I will urge you to come in person. We have in-person, regular, and VIP. Limited spots. Go to my website. I'll start putting it everywhere, YouTube. But briancasella.com. All right. Other than that, appreciate the support. Check out all the other links we have too. The Discord, schedule your strategy call. Go to the other website to get on the email list. All the links will be there. Okay. Let's talk about your financial independence and sovereignty. What do I mean by this? Well, I mean being self-reliant, right? Let me frame this correctly as we talk about it, right? I'll present it this way. If something out of your control, I want to ask this to everybody right now. Let's say those of you all fall in different categories, right? But for traditionally, the person listening, they have, statistically speaking, right? If we're going to go off statistics, they have one stream of income. Most people, they have their job, their career, right? Let me ask you this question. Are you one catastrophe away from absolute financial disaster? Let's say your employee or your employer, right? Better said, your employer fires you. We'll start with something extreme like that. Will you be okay? Most people, probably 95% of people or more, are fucked. They're screwed. So from a financial independence and sovereignty perspective, you're screwed. First and foremost, because you only have one stream of income. Let's go to another level. How about, like you see in my case, they've attempted to do this, right? But luckily, they can't really do it. You, again, are in the same position and they say, hey, we want you to not wear this shirt or not speak about this on social media. We want to censor you. So either you're going to take it down or we're going to fire you. This would be another level of financial independence and sovereignty. To where now you are put in a position where you have to decide, is this about principles and values, or is this about the dollar because I'm dependent on this employer giving me work? Now, let me tell you, the second one is a very shitty position to be in. Why? A lot of people, most recently, the last year, up until a month or two ago, were put into that position with this bullshit ass vaccine they were trying to force on people. And I told people to hold out and sue them if they really didn't want the vaccine. If you wanted it, cool, you got it. But if you didn't, and you had to cave in because your employer threatened you, that's a shitty position. Number one, nobody should ever be put in that position. That's bullshit. But number two, it's a shitty position to be in. To now, like a month ago, they say, well, unvaccinated people are the same as vaccinated. They just admitted it. And I've been saying that shit for fucking 2.5 years. And I've had my social media destroyed because of it. I don't care. We're not here to argue the whole COVID thing because I don't care where you stand on it, whether you believe in it, you think I'm crazy or not, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about that position that I just described. People didn't want to be in that position. Now, I put myself in a position where, you can't fire me or do anything, and I'm good. I'm financially independent and sovereign. So if nobody wants to work with me, it's okay. I can still create my income, and I'm not forced to inoculate myself or do anything outside of what I want to do. But I've created that position for myself, right? So those are two that I named initially, with the third one kind of being the whole thing with the vaccine, which we dealt with for like a year. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Regardless of where you fall on that spectrum. The fact that it was forced and people were threatened to be fired, I'm 1,000% against it. Okay? But those are two glaring examples, three if you count that last one, on financial independence and sovereignty. If you only have one stream of income, right? If you're in a position now where you're either being forced to or you decide to choose money over Freedom of expression is an example, which is something we've been dealing with for a long time. I'm not going to shut up. You can kick me off the platforms. You're not going to stop me from making a living and making money and doing what I do. I'm not in a position to where I'm going to shut up. Even I know I could make more money if I don't talk about this stuff. I don't care. Why wouldn't I? We're at a point in my eyes past no return. And I have to speak up about this stuff because my code internally as a human being on this planet that believes in freedom. And as a man, I have to say something. I can't, but that's just what I believe. So I'm going to stand on it, regardless if I suffer financially for it. Now, it really doesn't matter because I make a shitload of money. Though I could be making more shitloads of money if I didn't say anything. But the point still stands. I will never sell out for money. I will never keep my mouth shut to put more money in my pocket. But see, I put myself in this position because I knew one day something, this is the key, write it down, pause this part, highlight it. Something outside of your control is going to happen that will test this in your life. Are you going to be prepared for it? Years ago, I told people, for those of you who have been around for more than 4 or 5 years, you remember back in 2018 when everyone and their mom came out who made up absolute lies and atrocities about me to try to defame me and say that I'm fake and all this other bullshit. You guys remember that, for those of you who have stuck around. The people that believed it, let them move on. I don't want them following me anyway if they're that gullible and they believe personal attacks and lies about me. You remember that. Now, ask people around me. I predicted that would happen because I've seen it before. And I knew it, and I've read about it, and I've watched it, and I've witnessed it. Okay? How about financially? I knew, hey, even if I'm doing well, I can never just rely on this one thing. What if a massive earthquake comes and shuts down real estate for 3 to 6 months or a year? I cannot only rely on this. So I need to build this up solid as quick as possible, and then immediately invest and get investment streams of income or something else. And now I have 8 streams of income. I have 9 investment properties, pieces of real estate. And all the gurus that sell to you guys that you buy from probably don't even own 1 or 2 properties. But hey, they're the experts because they're flexing, and I'm not, because I sit here in my home with the shirt off. I'm not cool. Again, that's us buying the bullshit that they sell. All these people flashing money in mansions and Lambos. Dude, I had that shit 5-6 years ago. Right? You guys are barely getting into the game. I've conquered that shit already. Sorry. Owned a fucking Lamborghini for 3 years and I sold it. For those of you who didn't know. And no, I didn't fucking rent it. No, I didn't lease it for, 1,000 miles a year or whatever bullshit, right? $2,500 payment. So ask yourself that, right? Now, I had the foresight to see that stuff because lo and behold, 2.5 years ago, boom, COVID. Real estate shut down. You can't go out. You can't talk to people. Everything has to be virtual. Now, again, if you're in one of those positions, something outside of your control just happened, pulled out the rug from under you. What are you going to do? Are you ready or are you screwed? Right? So this point is very important. Where are you at with your financial sovereignty and independence? Because, my God, right now, if you're still not even making enough money to cover your basic needs, you haven't even scratched the surface yet. What are you waiting for, dude? You're in the age of opportunity and abundance, and you can't make money? I know little kids who are hustling and making money, man. Selling shit door to door and offering to cut people's grass. Do whatever it takes, man. We live in a day and age where you can find somebody selling something from the comfort of your home and buy it and flip it and never even leave your house. God. Is it because it's so easy now that people think that you can't do it, or it can't be true because it's so easy? That's one level of it, right? But if not, whatever stage you're at listening to this, you need to make some moves, because that's the key that I brought up in the beginning. When something outside of your control comes in and disrupts what you're doing, because it's going to happen. Look at inflation now. Look what COVID did. Look at the shift in the real estate market for the people who follow me who are in real estate. I can't just list anything at absurd prices anymore and it sells. It's taking me a little longer now to get a paycheck. Less people are willing to sell. What are you doing? Again, if you're only relying on that and the market, right? What if you're a coach who only sells to newbies coming into real estate? New licensing rate has gone down 90%, right? Which is something I guess people think I depend on. Oh my God, he makes all his money coaching. That was one of the things they said. That's one of my many streams of income. to the idiots that would say that, right? Idiots. I don't even need my coaching program, and it's not even the top half of my income earning. I do it for pleasure, dude. It's cool. Just like this event. You think I'm going to make a ton of money off the event? No, I want you to come and experience it and have fun. It's going to be great, man. It's not about the money. I'm a principle man. I'm a value man, right? The money's great. I've earned that because I give a tremendous amount of value to people in the world. So I'm always going to have money. It's not a problem. Don't worry about me. Can you level up? Can you learn something from this event? A virtual ticket's only $300 for those of you who can't make it in person. $500 for in person, $1,000 for VIP. Get a ticket, right? Get a ticket. BrianCasella.com. Go grab a ticket. Limited spots, and it'll give you a taste. It'll get you out of your routine, and you'll learn something and get around some people that otherwise you wouldn't get around. Believe me, okay? But where are you at with your financial independence and sovereignty? So one side of the equation, right, is are you going to sell out, basically? Are you going to be put in a position, or can you be put in a position where you have to choose between your job and your career and the right thing, doing the right thing as an example? That's one position. The other position is you only have one stream of income, which before we get into multiple streams of income, you need one that's at least solid, dude. If you're watching me and you're in sales or in real estate, build that up to be solid. I don't care what market we're in or what's going on, or if you're new or intermediate or advanced. You can build that to something solid within 6 months or a year with proper systems and guidance and taking daily actionable steps. Obviously, with someone like me, I can accelerate it for you, but let's say you don't want to do it. Okay, then just stick to the fucking basics. Go watch the basic tutorials that I made 8, 9, 10 years ago on YouTube, write it down and apply it. And you'll start that process and get success to a degree. Build that to be solid. Then the question becomes, how can I add the second or the third? While at the same time building that, not let leaks show up in the first one. Because if you're going to take your attention away from the first one, you need to make sure it's solid enough. You've scaled it enough. You've put the pieces in place that now when you're not looking at it or spending all your time in it, it's not losing, meaning your lack of attention or presence in that business for all that time every day doesn't take away from it, because then you're not ready. Right? You need to hire somebody, have an assistant and other people there to run the show while you're not there, so you can build the second and the third one, right? This is a part of the evolution of you financially, which is a step that everybody gets stuck in. Why? I'm scared, or I don't want to spend money on people. Well, dude, with that mindset, you're never going to make 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, or crack 7 figures a year, ever. Right? Ever. You're never going to get in the top 10%, 5%, 1%. Pretty crazy. In the USA, I looked it up right now. A family must earn an income of $600,000 to be in the top 1%. $597,000 as of January 25th, 2022, which means I've been in the top 1% of income earners in the United States for a long time. I broke $500,000 my 3rd or 4th year, and I've been doing real estate and online stuff for 9, 10 years now. So do the math. And I've made over 7 figures now for multiple years per year. Now, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th stream of income came after the first one was solid. And it took me 2 or 3 years to really get that one pretty solid. Now, I got in my own way, and we become our own worst enemy when it comes to this, because then you won't listen to me or other people or tell you or do what we tell you. I have people who join my fucking coaching who still won't listen, dude. And I have to like shake it out of them. I'm like, come on, bro. Listen. But at least in that case, we have more proximity and it's easier. If it's you, yourself, and you're by yourself, it's a little harder to have that conversation when you don't have somebody to relate to and with in regards to these decisions, because when you make these decisions that are big, it's a little scarier when you're by yourself. Believe me, I know from experience. But think about it, because not only does that open up your security and your sovereignty and independence, it also steps into the second realm where you'll never be put in the position to have to choose between doing what's right or something you want to do and the dollar to feed your family and keep the lights on and put a roof over your head. Because that's a shitty ass position to be in. And hopefully, I pray that many of you have never been in that position, because I know a lot of people who have, and it's fucking horrible, who now will harm people or do something, right? And a lot of people will rob and loot and do that kind of stuff out of desperation, unfortunately. A lot of them aren't just bad people. They're just so desperate that they have to steal or do something in order to keep the lights on. And that sucks. But see, they're now in a position where they're knowingly, hey, I'm doing something wrong, but I need it, or I'm going to starve, or this and that. Like, that sucks, dude. Now, again, I'm not alleviating the responsibility from them because they allowed themselves to get in that position. A lot of them. Because even if something outside of your control happens, you still, even to a degree, have to take responsibility for it. You can't always blame circumstances. Because at least from there, you can start doing some things that you need to do to progress and turn this thing around. Because believe me, I've been in that position. It sucks. But understand that this is the key, because we're focusing on financial independence and sovereignty today, and we are. But understand this is the key to so many other things. You look at the world right now, complete uncertainty because of inflation and this and that and gas prices. Now, I feel bad for the average person. Yeah, I don't give a fuck personally, though. I make so much money. You could double or triple the gas prices. I won't care. Doesn't even come close to putting a dent in my wallet. And that's a beautiful fucking position to be in, ladies and gentlemen, to where I don't have to worry about shit. Like, it really doesn't matter. The dollar can go to shit. I'm like, I'm good, bro. I keep making more money. I have multiple streams of income. I have multiple investments. Like, I'm good. Now I've earned this position, and you can do the same, but you have to listen and you have to apply and you have to get your ass to work. And then when you're ready, you get closer, and then you do stuff like come to the events, and you learn directly from us, and you take the necessary steps to get there. From step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. But you have to understand the importance of what I discussed today to a degree. Because even though it may have not affected you, or you're listening to this like, what the fuck is he talking about? It's going to come knocking at your door one day. And if you didn't listen to me, you're going to say, fuck, I should have listened to Brian. I want nothing to be able to shackle me financially. No outside circumstance, no government issue, no political fucking problem, none of that. I'm going to be completely independent of all that shit. And I've put myself in this position. And it only takes a couple years, y'all. That's not a lot, right? Where I don't have to work for somebody else necessarily. Where I have multiple streams of income. Where now my investments pay me monthly and they yield cash dividends monthly. Whether that be stocks or real estate investments or whatever it is. Meaning my investments pay me and keep a roof over my head and pay my bills. And fund my lifestyle and everything else. And their tax deductions. Like, fucking cool. But you have to understand what I said. Not only is that great, but it also helps you with this. I can say whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever the hell I want. I don't have to worry about what people think about me, right? I'm truly free. But part of that equation comes with this financial independence and sovereignty. Because if you're ever put in the position where you don't have enough money to keep the lights on and pay the rent and pay for food, you will start getting in conflict with yourself internally by going against what you know is right and what you value as a person. And at that point is what causes what you see in the world, where people are so disgusted with themselves internally that outwardly they do all this weird and crazy shit. You don't want to be in that position. You don't. It can be prevented. What are you going to do? So, in summation, right? In summation, take a look at your situation. Have you been put in these positions before? If you have, make the vow right now that you're never going to be put in it again. Make your moves. Build that stream of income. Get serious about your financial independence and sovereignty, please. Not for me or to impress anybody or your family or whatever, but for you and your future and your legacy, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it to be orderly and stable amongst this world of absolute fucking chaos that you see on social media and the news and everywhere around you. Okay? With that said, another shout out for the event. Go to briancasella.com. Get a ticket for the event. If not, schedule the strategy call and have some of my people talk to you about the event. I mean, it's going to be incredible. Top-notch people from real estate sales, marketing, social media, video marketing, health, lifestyle, entrepreneurs. I mean, I got all kinds of people. There will be at least 150 or 200 people at the event, I believe. Okay? So we'll see you there. Schedule your strategy call. Check out the links below. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.